Hey guys, it's Edgar with Pool Invoice and PoolNation.com, and what I wanted to show you is our invoice module that we've created. And really what we've done is we've created an invoice module that is niche to our industry. So something that can only be used in our industry. And it has features like yearly charges for phosphates and conditioners, filter service tracking, repair tracking, and all these features that are going to be unique to our industry. So when you first log in, you're going to go to the dashboard, and this is going to be a similar dashboard that you're going to be looking at. And a couple of the nice things that you could do is up at the top, you're going to see some of the revenues that you can track, but you really can grab this section here and drag and drop into the order that you want them. The other thing that you could do is you can get some of these and you can switch some of the data that's on there so that you could track it however you want to. The other thing that we have is a graph format that allows you to kind of see how you're doing monthly by just opening up the dashboard, looking at this chart, and know exactly how you're trending from the previous month. Also, once you have a year of information, you'll be able to compare to the previous year to kind of see how you're doing versus last year. And what we've done is we've broken all this down. So if you click on numeric, you're able to see your repair, your service, your filter, and you can also break it down. So if you wanted to see by month what that information is, you can kind of break that down. And in the other section, if you wanted to see what's in there, if you click on this view button, it gives you a really cool chart that allows you to see all of your information in a very user-friendly way. So for example, if I want to track my filter services, I can come here and I can see from January through July how much I've made, and it allows me to see how far ahead or far behind I am within that month. So the nice thing is you can see every segment broken down, but you can also see a year to date and kind of see how you're doing for the year. So if you go back to the dashboard, you'll be able to see that you have a full navigation over on the left-hand side that'll take you to a lot of different features. And on the right-hand side, you'll have the buttons that are most commonly used. So now I want to show you the invoice, and this is really where you're going to spend most of the time doing your billing for your customers. And if you come down to the customer list, you have two customer lists. The customer detailed list will show you the balance for each customer, and from here you can email and print. And the reason we have to is as you get a lot of customers, this list will take a little bit longer because it will process and pull up all that data for you. But we created a standard customer list that will load within a second. So once you come to the customer list, you're going to click on this green icon for the invoice. And this is really where you're going to spend most of your time on the customer invoice. And what we've done is we've done something a little bit different. Because all of our billing is done monthly, what we've done is we created 12 tabs at the top, one for each month. And within that month, you are going to have your invoice and all your charges for that month. The other neat thing with our invoice module is as you scroll down, you can actually see a preview of the invoice and exactly what it's going to look like for the customer. To go over all the features, if you look up at the top left, you have the customer's invoice and the customer email address. You will have past due amounts. So if there's an amount that's past due, it'll show up here up the top and then the total due right at the bottom. Our invoice module comes with a customer portal. And what will happen is your customers will be able to log in to their own dashboard and they'll be able to see what is due. They'll be able to see the invoices and print them. And if you accept credit cards, they'll be able to pay them from there. And they'll also be able to set up their auto pay if you choose to auto charge their credit cards. Under that, you have the service address, and if you hover over it, it'll show you the address. If the billing address is different and you hover over it, it'll show that. And if you want to send that welcome email to the customer, once you send that, it will send them their credentials to be able to log into the portal as well as a way to log in. On the right hand side of that, you have email history. So here you'll be able to see when the email was sent, when the email was viewed. And if you click on the email history, it'll actually track the last 3 invoices that have been sent. Over to the right of that, you will be able to see the view yearly charges. And what this is if you charge for phosphates once a year or conditioner, once you set that up in this yearly charges, every year automatically on those months, it'll charge that fee so that you don't have to do it manually. The other thing that you could do is you can go to the customer profile by clicking on View Customer Profile in case you need to edit the address or rates or any of that information. As you scroll down and you click on Add Charges, you'll be able to add charges. You'll be able to add payments. And as you scroll down, you will see the invoice notes. Now these invoice notes will actually appear on the bottom of the invoice below this line. And the ones over to the right-hand side that say customer notes, the customer will not see. So those could be for internal notes. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll go to the preview. Once you click on the preview, it'll refresh this invoice page right here. So anytime that you're going to email or you're going to print, you can refresh it. You can view exactly what it's going to look like. If you click on the email button, it'll automatically send an email to the customer with the invoice. You click on download, it allows you to download it as a PDF. And what we've done is we've added one here where you can share, and you can share the invoice via WhatsApp, or you can share it via email to a different email address. So if you want to send this invoice to a third party, you can enter their email address, and once you click on share email address, it'll process and it will send the email to the customer. We've added a lot of features to the invoice module, and if we go down to settings, we'll just kind of go through a couple of those. But within Pool Invoice, you have the ability to set a tax rate for every line item individually. The other thing that you could do is if you're in a state like Texas where you are required to charge a tax on the monthly service, you can add it in here and you can save. And once you do that, every month when it posts the charges for the monthly service, it'll automatically charge that tax for you. The other thing that you could do is you could charge late fees, and you could do it in a flat rate or a percentage. You could choose the date that you want to do that, and you can turn that feature on and off from here. The other thing that you could do is you can send payment reminders. So if somebody hasn't paid their invoice, you can choose the dates, turn it on, and it'll automatically send emails over to that customer. The other thing is you can set up your yearly charges in the settings, and what you're going to want to do is add the yearly charge. You choose the name and then the months that you want that to post. That way when you go to the invoice and you click on the individual invoice, you're able to pick one of these three to be able to post on those months. The other thing that we have is that you're able to incorporate credit card payments, and for now we're only supporting Stripe, but we will be adding some more to it. And what you would do is once you have your Stripe account, if you click on this button here, it'll direct you there for you to be able to pull your API keys, and you copy and paste them into here. And then once you save that, customers will be able to automatically pay via credit card. So we have added a lot of features into the invoice module that are directly for the swimming pool industry. You can send your invoices via batch email or batch print. So if you're somebody that does all your invoicing on one day, you post all your charges and you want to email all your invoices at once instead of one by one, you can come here, you can choose the date that you want to appear on the invoice, and you choose your starting date and your ending date. And once you click on email invoices, it'll send all the emails to all the customers that you have set to send invoices via email. And then the ones that you're going to print, you click on print, and it'll actually send all of those to your printer so you don't have to print them one by one. You'll have a report section where you can go in and you can run reports for payments, charges, or taxes. You will have a tab for past due invoices, and on the past due invoices here you will see only the invoices that have a past due amount. That way they're very easy for you to go through and find out what customers are not up to date. And so that's the majority of the features on our invoice module. Hope you've enjoyed. We will continue to upgrade. We will continue to add features into the swimming pool module, and we will soon be coming out with a full route management tool to be able to manage your entire route, whether it be individually or if you have employees. So keep looking forward to that, and we'll talk soon.